the activists too are suffering. Hi guys, just some kind of random musings. I had a lovely experience recently. A couple of my subscribers travelled to see me at the gym. Shout outs to Satpal and Sam. It was lovely to meet you guys. So Satpal paid for her husband Sam to have a training session with me, and more than that, they just wanted to meet me and have some photos, and they're really big into veganism. And that was a beautiful experience. And in that time, like an hour, we made such a sort of deep connection. They're into I think they're into spiritual things as well. They sort of hinted of manifestation, like law of attraction, and they're just really positive, lovely people. Relatively, I think, new vegans, but they really get it. They really want to help, you know, the planet and the animals. And at the end, we had a lovely hug. So made such a deep connection. You know, I felt more connected to those people than to some of the people that I've been working at the gym with for years. You know, and at the end, they thanked me for my activism. And that's something I do a lot. I always say to people, you know, YouTubers, people on Facebook just sharing things, people who do activism in real life, I'm forever saying thanks for your activism. And that sort of always struck me funny. I thought, like, you know, they're not saving me. Like, why am I thanking them for their activism? I kind of thought maybe the animals can't say thanks, so it's just nice to be appreciated, you know. It's not why we do it, of course, but you know, I just thought it's kind to say thank you. But I don't know, I've had a bit of a thought. Hang on, I've lost my place, so I just made a couple of notes. So if you're awakened, you get the vegan thing, you've seen the suffering. When you see suffering, you feel suffering. We have the mirror neurons in our brain, so things can actually affect us like it's happening to us. For instance, one of my clients rang me. He just got out of the hospital. He had a scan to do with his heart, and it was really good news. I can't remember the equipment that was used, MRI maybe, I'm not entirely sure. He asked the doctor or the guy doing the procedure, how long is this going to take? And the guy said like 40 minutes. 10 minutes later he said, we're all done. Like, oh, your arteries are all very clear, like you're good to go. He said, I thought it was going to be 40 minutes. And the guy at the hospital said, oh, you're vegan, aren't you? And so yeah, he got the best news about his heart health. And when he told me, I had like tears of joy. I was so pleased. And I thought, this is like that I'm getting told the news, oh, you're really fit and healthy and well. And so yeah, and humans are very compassionate by nature. So equally, we see suffering, we feel suffering, like it's our own suffering. And so that got me thinking, maybe we thank people for their activism because it's helping to end our suffering. We know what the animals are going through. We know they're being hurt. Or sometimes wake in the night. If anyone's not seen Philip Wallen's speech, I'll put the link in the description if I remember. Animals should be off the menu. And he says tonight animals are in the slaughterhouse and they're screaming. You know, they're being murdered. If I wake in the night, like oftentimes that's the first thing that goes through my mind, and it's really sort of upsetting. Recently it went a step further, and it was, I'll use the words I wanted to just use, it was fucking horrible. I woke in the night and I felt like I was one of the animals. I didn't think, oh, those poor animals. I felt what it would be like to be in the dark, in the cold, in a queue, fellow beings being murdered and you're next. I felt actual despair. I felt like dread, actual real dread. I just woken up, I'm laying in my bed and I'm feeling dread and just total despair, like there's nothing that can be done. Like I was the animal. I don't know why that happened. It's not like me to feel such a negative, strong thing, especially with no, you know, nothing. My life is amazing, like I'm really blessed. So all I can put it down to, I watched a bit of Earthlings recently. We did the Earthlings experience in Norwich City Centre. Not many people were coming over, so I thought, right, I'll act as though I'm one of the, you know, member of the public. So I watched the footage, and historically I've not looked at that stuff. I mean, I've accidentally seen bits before, and I know that I don't want to see that. It just ruined my day. It just sticks in my mind. I feel so sorry for those animals. It's so desperate, and I think how I would feel if that was me. And I think if I expose myself to too much of these images, if I cared more than I do already, I think that if I saw someone eating a hamburger, I could just smash it out of their hand, or like give them a little slap or something, you know. So am I thanking them? Am I thanking activists for their activism for saving the animals? Or is it because they're lessening my suffering? I hope that one day, like, we'll treat all animals with the respect they deserve, you know, and just leave them alone to live their lives. And I suppose as long as that's going on, like, if you're an activist, it's on your mind, you know. I've been doing a lot more meditating lately, being more kind to myself. I mean, I'm doing a lot of activism, but I've just unfollowed anyone who shares like these images. Like, I've unfollowed them just to be kind to myself. You know, I'll still put a lot of effort, just as much effort and time into this as ever, but I don't need to keep looking at that and giving myself these bad feelings that are really harmful for our health, you know. I see a lot of my friends burning out with this stuff. So yeah, be kind to yourself, like, first and foremost. Do it for the animals, help them, but don't always dwell on the images and think about what they're going through, you know. Focus on the solution and not on the problem. It's a good phrase. I think there was one or two other things. Oh yeah, I was listening to Vegan Revolution podcast, shout outs to VR, and so a lot of people have been saying for a long time veganism is not a great thing to do. It's not amazing, like, you're not amazing for being a vegan. It's the moral baseline, like, you're not causing harm, like, you shouldn't be causing harm. So, and yeah, I sort of subscribed to that. I thought, yeah, that's right, like, I'm not an amazing person if I'm just not harming something. Like, that's the least you can do. Actually, what he's now saying is the moral baseline is further than that. If you see a dog getting kicked to death in the street and you say nothing, you're an asshole. Like, really? Like, if you were that dog, you'd want someone to, like, stand up, you know, protect you. He said in, like, ancient Greek times that there was a law that if you saw, you know, something like that happening, you saw some people being attacked or things like that, and you didn't get involved, like, you're just as guilty as the perpetrators, you know. Not everyone's, like, strong and knows how to handle themselves, so don't get yourself in trouble, you know, don't get yourself hurt as well, but the strong should stand up for the weak, you know. People say veganism isn't manly. It's the most manly thing there is. It's true. Okay, little thing to finish up on. Talking of, like, speaking up for the animals and etc. I'm going to do a talk. It's going to be at River Green Cafe, which is in Trouse near Norwich. Excellent food. I've been several times. I've never had a bad meal there. Shout outs to Mike and Joe at River Green. So it's Tuesday the 17th of May, 6:30 p.m. £12.90. Book in advance, get them on Facebook and whatever. So you get my talk, there'll be a Q&A, and there'll be a 2-course meal, as I say, the best food. And yeah, that's me. If you've enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. Go vegan for victory.